most watched film in the world has special meaning to a small community deep in the woods of northern Minnesota, known fondly to fans as the Emerald City and to the rest of the world as Grand Rapids, Minnesota. On June 10, 1922, a baby girl was born to vaudevillians Frank and Ethel Gum in Grand Rapids Hospital. The little girl was named Frances Ethel Gum, and she would later be known as Hollywood movie star Judy Garland.
This museum began in 1975. It was one of the first celebrity museums in the United States. A local artist, Jackie Dingman, she started this museum and started the festival in 1979.
Over the years, the museum has acquired an astonishing collection.
They can expect to see some unique things that Judy owned, and then they can see the home pretty much as it was when the Gums lived here, and just go in and soak up that atmosphere and experience that, you know. There's nothing like really being there. You can't get that from looking at a picture.
We have a 3,000-piece Wizard of Oz collection, the largest in the world. And the highlight of that is Abraham Lincoln's carriage, which was used in The Wizard of Oz. Not only The Wizard of Oz, but 200 motion pictures. And this came from Christie's in New York City. It's been documented to be owned by Abraham Lincoln.
The Judy Garland Festival is an event that people come to every year. Fans come and they love it. And they become friends and experience the laughter and the music and the memories of Judy. And it's a very wonderful event. People come from all over the world.
The museum has attracted over 600,000 fans and one mysterious ruby slipper thief.
I'm Kip Stavru. I'm a private investigator, president of Alexander & Associates based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're here today to discuss the ruby slipper case. I've been an investigator for about 15 years, and one of the things we specialize on is cold cases. And this is an intriguing, wonderful cold case, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to work on this. This is the glass door and window that they broke into. Opened the door, came through here, which gave them direct access to the ruby slippers. They were in approximately the same position where they smashed the plexiglass, took the slippers, and they were in and out of here within a minute. Hey John, what do you got?
Well, Kip, here's some of our files from the ruby slipper case.
These are all your files?
Yes.
Early on in this case, a reward was offered. $250,000 reward was offered for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of someone or the recovery of these slippers. That will substantially be raised. And we hope to recover the slippers, as always, but more than that, we would just like some leads and information that anybody can provide on what they know regarding the slippers.
Hello, Judy Garland Museum.
I've always brought my kids here for many years, but working here and interacting with people coming in to see the museum has been so much fun. One gentleman that came in, and he was by himself. Normally they come in with their wives or dragging him in, but he just came through and wanted to tour the home, and he was here for a little over 2 hours. And I asked him when he left, I'm like, so are you a really big Judy Garland fan? And he said, well, I'm a Wizard of Oz fan. He's like, you know, it was the one time in our home when my mom and dad didn't argue. And we sat down and we watched the Wizard of Oz together, and it's one of my happiest memories of childhood because it was really fun. So every time I think of the Wizard of Oz, I think of those happy memories from a not so happy childhood. And it was just really interesting how that one movie brings all the generations together, and it just brings a lot of happiness to everyone. Hi, John.
Good morning, Melanie. How are things at the office? We busy today?
John Miner is the president of the Judy Garland and Children's Discovery Museum Board.
My grandmother used to babysit for Judy when Judy's folks were busy. And so then when I grew a little older, I was about 8, 1948, I had a paper route. And this was one of my houses that I delivered papers to. This is a very exciting house. Not only was it Judy Garland's birthplace, but when she was a young girl growing up, and this comes from my grandma and some other people that saw her perform, but when you look at the stairs, you see there are 3 stairs there and a landing. And that's where Judy used to perform. My grandmother said she loved to perform, and she was darn good at that age. And it's probably one of the most interesting things in the house. And a lot of people come to see the first stage that Judy performed on. So it was quite a story. And Judy became quite a singer. And so it's exciting to have the house where she started. We'll remember Judy for Over the Rainbow. It was the #1 song of the 20th century. The Wizard of Oz was the most popular movie ever in the world. Frank Sinatra once said that we'll all be long gone, but Judy will never be forgotten.
Judy Garland inspires me just because she was so honest through her work. She was so passionate about her work, and she took all of her feelings that were inside of her, all of her experiences in her life, some not so pleasant, some, exuberant, and she took them and she kind of was able to bring them out and share them, and we all felt that. Well, the Judy Garland Museum is important to me and this house where she, spent her early years because she loved this house.
This is a very close community where there's something about it, even when the stars have come, it's so personal. And Judy was a very personal person, and I'm sure that she gained some of that at-home feeling from growing up, the first years of her life here. So that was home, being with people she loved.
Can't